Hi, welcome to Experience Points. um, yeah, so as you can see, we were having some fun technical difficulties. I am running OBS and trying to figure out how to get all of this working at the same time. My name is Kenny. You can't see me right now, but you can see that I am a screen within a screen within a screen. With me today are this amazing cast who will be on this fantastic journey. Let's introduce ourselves, starting with Steph.
Hi, y'all. I'm Steph, and I will be playing Navu Glade Pat. Excuse me. Oh gosh, I forgot my own character's name for a minute. That's embarrassing. Pale Glade is their last name. I promise. I know these things because I wrote them.
PB?
And my pronouns are
Oh,
she, her. My characters are she, they.
perfect.
I am PB. PB plays inside, and today I am going to be playing Yi, a Yosoki. Um, Nosoki. How do you do it? Is it race class theme? Is it race theme class?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter as long as you say species.
Species. This is what happens when you read and have to say a different word. A Yosoki operative spacefarer. Who's named Yi.
Yee.
Yi.
Miyu.
And I'm Miyu, and today I am playing Major Tom, an Astrozoan Xenoseeker envoy.
And Kelrick.
I am playing Thrani Ecos, a witch warper Patra ace pilot whose pronouns are going to be he, him. Just like mine.
Fantastic. So yes, as you can tell, we're having some fun technical difficulties. I am currently fixing the camera issue. Also, we were using Fantasy Grounds. We were planning on using Fantasy Grounds, therefore it crashed and decided to take the game with it. So we're going to be doing this from paper and memory. If we need to roll, we all have dice on hand, and so that is going to be amazing. But first we're going to talk about character backgrounds a little bit. I gave the players, I ambushed them with some questions yesterday to kind of think about for their characters. So why don't we start with Steph a little bit? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your character, who they are, what their sign is?
Well, I don't know if they have signs since there are so many different constellations, but Navu is a Solarian with a scholar background. They grew up on Castrovel, fascinated with outer space and all of the astrophysics kind of things that kind of blow my mind. They are like, it's totally their jam. And while they were studying the stars, they found their Solarian gift. It manifested itself for them. And they do have a mentor who helped them kind of understand their new abilities, but I don't have a lot of that decided yet.
Cool.
I left it a little bit open. I'm hoping one of our lovely other castmates will fill in the blank of the friend who got them out of teaching at a university and into being on a spaceship. Because I assume there was a friend that came along and was like, hey, we need your expertise on this. And then they ended up liking being in space more than teaching about space. So they stuck around. But any one of the three of you are open to taking that spot.
Yeah, I definitely want to get to like crew relationships and interactions and who people are, and so we'll definitely get there because I feel like your crew's definitely been together for a little while. You've been running missions and such, so it'd be good to know who all of you are together and how y'all interact. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Just
What
wait until you see their fighting style. Very proud of that.
when you were in university, what was your character's I guess specialty? Like what subjects did they teach?
Astrophysics,
Astrophysics.
navigating. So lots of spacey stuff. Like I said, a lot of things that I find interesting, but get a little lost in terms of explaining the physics.
Mhm.
So there may be a lot of me going, insert technobabble here.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. PB. Tell us a little bit about Yi.
So Yi is a so Yi started off on it, and they were just always sort of, I don't want to say like a troublemaker, just somebody who, I mean, if trouble was had while they were doing other things, that wasn't their intention. So they were just a rapscallion, I guess we could say.
Okay.
And when playing around, when they were younger, they she started running around and playing like an equivalent to hide and seek, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being a Yosoki, you could get into like some really small places and places where people wouldn't expect to find a living thing, such as a crate that was supposed to go on the ship. And that's she ended up hiding in a crate, and it got sealed, and she got taken to a ship, and she
Ooh.
stayed there for a little bit, not long enough to be life threatening, but long enough for it to be like, why has no one found me? Hello. And eventually they found her, and they were gonna take her back, whatever, they're good people. But she like took one look out one of the windows and saw the vast expanse of space from a view that couldn't be compared through any videography or any photo. And she just saw endless possibilities in a way that she'd never experienced before. And from that moment, after having returned, it was her dream to go back and get on the ship and explore the vast space, find out what was out there, meet all these people, see the world through her own eyes rather than through photos or videos as she had before. And with that, she found a natural inclination towards being able to, see things from far away and pinpoint them with scary accuracy,
Hmm.
and was able to, someone recognized that in her and was able to help train her in that, helped her out with some long range combat and such, to help out on the ship. And from there, she's just gone forth and really never looked back on living not on a ship and not exploring through space and meeting new people constantly and
Nice.
making friends always. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So, this person that helped you, would you consider them a mentor, or is this someone who is just kind of in your orbit that was just like, oh, this person needs their talent honed?
Yeah, I would say like probably the first captain of
Okay.
whatever ship she was on was like, well, you gotta pull your weight somehow. And through doing a bunch of odd jobs, that was just one of the things that they figured out, like, oh, this is your thing.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
this is
Were you the Wesley Crusher?
it. I was the Wesley Crusher.
Okay, so you have to name the captain first.
Was it Captain Bait Von Freepants?
Oh man. I knew. Somehow I knew Captain Bait would come up.
I
We're
mean,
totally going to have to link or connect to Will Wheaton with this now.
Yes.
we're making Wesley Crusher jokes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
In a good
Yes.
way.
Oh, yes.
Which I'm sure is refreshing.
I'm sure.
All right. So your first captain, think of a name and we'll come back to you.
Okay.
Miyu, talk to us about your character.
Okay, so Major Tom, which is their given name, yes, their parents named them Major Tom, uh, is an astrozoan. And for those of you who don't know, an astrozoan in their natural form looks like a human-sized, seven-limbed jelly or starfish with a single eye, like midway down each of their appendages. Very jelly-like skin and cartilaginous skeleton. And one of the cool things they can do is they can take on the appearance of any other humanoid species. And so a lot of astrozoans don't really have a culture of their own. They don't have much of a history. So my parents, I was born on Castrovel. We were sort of studying a group of elves there, very reclusive species, very insular. And we had sort of folded our way into their society. Uh, Problem is, I couldn't do the whole like must be an elf all the time and must be the same elf all the time because that's boring. So I'm constantly like changing into different things that I've seen, different people I've seen, basically causing a bunch of trouble. So parents sent me from Castrovel to Absalom Station to go live with an aunt and uncle, and I became absolutely fascinated with all the different species that I saw there. I mean, species I'd never seen in my life that were amazing. So of course I'm constantly, changing my shape to be like them, and uh, learning about their cultures, learning their, how to speak to them. And that really fascinated me. And so Major Tom decided to become a xenoseeker, to seek out new species, to see what kind of life there is out in the universe. Did a lot of studying of various subjects in school. So, learned about cultures, learned about, the science of different species, things like that, as well as got a master's in communication. And now I've set out on a ship as a comms officer to just explore the universe and see what I can find, so that I have all the more. It's like going shopping for my wardrobe. Yeah, there you go. I see it now. Yeah, that's the Astrozoan.
I I moved tabs too, so then it went straight back to our our Twitch stream, which is slightly off from what we were. Sorry.
Little bit of a delay, but yeah, the Astrozoan. They look a little weird, and Major Tom's big thing is that while yes they enjoy putting on other species and things like that, it's like wearing clothes, and sometimes they just get a little restrictive. So it's known that Major Tom like struts around the ship without another form on, but only around the people on the ship,
Hmm.
which is for Major Tom the equivalent of walking around naked.
Yeah.
Just lounging at their station on the ship, in that Astrozoan form. Just like, yeah, this is me.
So what you're saying is Major Tom is a nudist.
Sort of, yes. Except instead of it being about clothing, it's about species. Major Tom wears species like most people wear clothes.
So is it like, do they feel more comfortable when they're in another species suit, or do they feel more comfortable when they are out of the suit?
There's that deep kind of comfort, like coming home and taking your bra off when they drop the other species. It's cool. It makes them look good. It makes them look nice, and people are way more comfortable with it. But when you get to come home and shed that species and just be your blobby self, it's like, it's a sort of relief. So there's comfort in both ways, and something good about both, but definitely more of a, oh, I'm home. I don't have to pretend to be another species.
Yeah, yeah. Totally get that. All right. I'm sorry, I totally missed it while I was fixing things. What class is Major Tom playing?
Major Tom is an envoy. So Major Tom has focused on communication and in combat situations is something of a tactician. A well-placed word, a well-placed encouragement can push people to do more and be more.
Cool. And what theme did you choose again?
Xenoseeker. My
Xenoseeker.
goal is
Oh,
to
right.
scout as many different species as I have. It's like shopping for a new wardrobe.
Yeah, that makes total sense for Major Tom. That's actually
The
very
more
amazing.
species they see, the more they can put on.
So would Major Tom be kind of so yeah, finding new wardrobe, but would you also be like David Attenborough?
Something along those lines, yeah, absolutely. And here we see the Shirin in their natural environment.
Let me try one on.
I'm going to attempt to blend in with the herd. They have accepted me as one of their own.
Um, so I'm understanding it's your natural ability to kind of shift into it, yeah?
Yes, this is a natural ability that all astrozoans have called change form.
Okay.
It's a standard action to shift, physically alter my form to look like any medium creature. I do not get any of their special abilities, so I don't get claws if I shift into a Vesk. I just have like these cartilaginous claws. Uh, I have 4 arms as a Kasatha, but I can't use 2 of them. They just are there. None of my gear shifts with me, so clothing is sometimes kind of interesting. And but I get bonuses to disguise and stuff. The other thing interesting about Major Tom is very squishy, and so can move through spaces a quarter of their size without squeezing, or an eighth of their size with squeezing. So Major Tom's very good at getting through little tiny spaces.
And is that when they're out of a different form? Or
No, that's just whenever they can compress, because my natural form is literally just cartilaginous skeleton and jelly-like flesh.
So we have a Wesley Crusher and an Odo.
or a Yaphet? Nice. Very nice. All right. And Kelric, tell me a bit about your character.
So Thrani Ikos is a Patra, which is one of the cat people, and their world is part of the Veskarium. So it doesn't really have its own name. I think it has a number designation somewhere. And so it's a lush garden world. You can find all that kind of stuff online. What is it you're asking again? Sorry, I had to go deal with children who will not
No,
live.
you're fine.
So I've missed a lot.
No, so tell me a bit about your character, their background. How did they find themselves in their profession or their theme, that sort of thing.
Sure. So Thrani grew up with in a litter of 8, and they were nowhere special. They were just kind of the 5th born, and they have a family that's reasonably sized. They have some good, some bad interactions. Nothing really to speak of. They get along with their siblings. An interesting thing about Patra is that the society has some older traditions that people really glom onto, and 2 of them are that your facial fur patterns dictate your status potential. Like what your markings indicate, that someone will come and look over, and then they sort of assign your status. And Thani's were mediocre, not great, not terrible, just kind of mediocre. And so that's what their parents expected of them. Nothing big, go do these things and we'll see. And then when they're 15, the Patras are sent out into the jungle for war games where they fight the jungle and each other. and how you do there sort of cements where you stand. And Thrani actually did reasonably well, much better than the mediocre they were assigned, but not stellar. they were really good, and they had been pushing themselves really hard, because being told you're mediocre a lot when you don't feel like you're mediocre, just really, they're like, must be better. And then when they did this and they came out and they're like, oh, I actually did okay, and this wasn't too hard, decided, maybe this is not the place for me right now. And they immediately, went about getting their stuff in order, and then they signed on to a freighter and they left the planet. And they still contact their family. Everything's fine. They just wanted to go somewhere where their facial markings and all of this other BS from their youth didn't define who they were. And while they were there, they started just taking on different roles, and they wound up being put in the pilot seat as a co-pilot, and found that this is something they had a natural talent for. And so the theme I chose was Ace Pilot, and they're getting better all the time. Like, they are only a first level character, so they're good.
They're talented. They have something there.
Yes, but you put them up against a 5th level character, they're not going to do so well. But they're pretty good for, piloting's their thing. Heck yeah.
You won't immediately crash into an asteroid.
No, I don't think. I mean, it's still a possibility, but they're pretty good. They might miss the first asteroid if you're throwing multiples. So yeah, they've got that. And then on their first ship, they met someone who was a follower of, who is this? Okay, I'm really, really bad at this pronunciation, but I think it's Arshea, Arshea, Arshea.
Arshea, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and so Arshea is pretty cool.
Arshea?
According to the official Pathfinder wiki, it is Arshea.
Perfect. Well, Arshea is a goddess of, it is a goddess, right? It's an androgynous deity. I love that. An androgynous deity of beauty, passion, and the repressed. It encourages worshipers to explore gender, love, and sexuality. And it was an interesting thing, because the Patra Society, most Patra are asexual. And, there are a few couples that show up, but Thrani really found that through this exploration and what have you, that they do have a sexuality, and that they are, kind of on a spectrum, and where their place is, and always just trying new things and pushing themselves. And it's one of the things that they find very definitive, like any, young person who's just like, yeah, this is new and exciting. I'm totally into this. Yeah. So.
Nice. What is this person who introduced you to Arshea still around? Like, who are they in your orbit?
Oh, they're like 2 starships back now. It was just someone who, if they see them again at a bar and stuff, they'd be like, oh, hey, it's, but, that's my Sheeran friend. But that's about as far as it goes. I remember you.
Nice. How much does religion play into your daily life then?
I would say much like anyone whose life is really dependent on, surviving the next meteor shower or whatever, and first level and trying to learn what, it's always sort of in the back of their head, but not something like they're not hitting other people over the head with it, or even themselves. They're like, oh yeah, this is a great chance to explore something, or really appreciate the beauty of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of reminds them and pulls it to the forefront of their mind. But normally it's kind of this sort of passive, as you're going along and scanning a room, you're like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And it reminds you, but it's not something that you're just like, oh look, and that's my deities in action. In action.
You're not like an acolyte
Nah,
or an evangelist.
nothing like that. No.
Okay. And talk about your class for me for a little bit.
Okay, so I am attempting to play a witch warper, which
That doesn't sound like it's in the core rulebook, Kelric.
it is not. And I had a whole bunch of information about it in our fantasy ground stuff so I could talk about it, but that has crashed. So let me pull this up. This is one of the 3 playtesting classes, and it's just really interesting. I love this idea of a character who can see into multiple realities and then pull the things that are most advantageous from the ones they see into the reality they're in. They're like, you know what? I'm just going to shift us over a little. And I think that really goes with the whole piloting thing of they're pretty good because they're like, oh, there's an asteroid in front of me, or there's one that's 15 degrees to the left. That's the reality we're going with.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they have that kind of mindset about things where, nothing's really static, which is also kind of what went along with this whole deity of, everything is about exploring and sort of figuring out what your reality and who you are. And so the Witch Warper was really just perfect. I thought the 2 married together was really cool. The Witch Warper in actual practice is similar in build to what you would find for like a technomancer with different spellcasting abilities. You've got a couple of abilities that are really fun. At first level, you get one called Infinite Worlds, which twice per day is a standard action. I can temporarily impose an alternate reality within a 10-foot radius sphere. And basically it means that I can, anything within 110 feet of me, I can say, that is difficult terrain for a little while in case we're being chased. This might have helped me when I was, going through those trials. Who knows?
So like your Witch Warper talents kind of just presented themselves?
Yeah, it was sort of a, in the stress of the moment, you're like, I don't like how this is going. And suddenly you're able to say, if it went like this, that would be so much better. Yoink. Oh, cool. Run. It was that.
I like it's kind of coming up in the stress of your war games.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those,
Was
like
that a little bit of a cheater?
a little
I
bit.
like to think that I am taking advantage of the opportunities the universe provides, whichever one it may be.
Oh, that's a good question. Can you make roles change?
Oh.
Ability.
That is not an ability I have, but it would be nice.
I think eventually, don't you get something that allows people to like roll twice and take the better result or something like that?
Once you hit like 2nd level, you get this paradigm shift. Let's see. You can use your commanding presence to rearrange the veils of reality, briefly revealing an alternate piece of existence or a powerful force from another world. So you can choose all of these different ones, and there's one that I really like that I think is the one I'm going to choose, which is it lessen injury? Yeah, so lessen injury is the one that I think makes the most sense because as a reaction, when you or an ally within 100 feet take damage, I can spend an RP to change the amount of damage dealt to the lowest possible value. The example they give is if an attack would deal 2d6 points of damage, this paradigm shift would cause it to deal only 2 points of damage. So
gross.
Yeah, it is like, nope. Yeah.
And how often can these work?
Well, it's RP based. So as long as I have RP to spend, I can do it.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. So I'm hearing that this game needs to be hard enough that you have to really spend all of your RP to survive.
Well,
No.
I don't know what you heard.
that's, I mean, I know what they just told us what they heard. However, they did not hear what was actually said.
No, please no.
All right. So we've kind of gone through all of the characters individually, and answered some questions. Let me pull up my fun, handy dandy list of really pressing questions to see if y'all can either improv some of them or come up with good answers.
37.
37. It's a great answer. Bingo.
While you're looking that up, I just want to address the humor of, as Kelrick pointed out, he's playing a cat.
Mhm.
We have a mouse, and there is an aspect of my species, because I am playing a plant being,
Yes.
where it is called delicious.
Yes.
And I get a -2 to any close range combat.
My nickname for you is Catnip.
So I set up all of Navu's attacks to be range. Like, they are grenades expert. There's this really cool version of a Solarian weapon that looks like tentacles.
Ooh.
So I have this very Tokyo Ghoul like image of these things coming out of their back and like stabbing people.
Nice.
But yeah.
Oh no. This is Abe's saying that the stream is stuttering a little bit.
Yeah, you're kind of flickering in Zoom a little.
Okay. See what I can do. Close that. Close this.
Oh, the bandwidth.
I'm
All
telling
of it.
While I am going through here feverishly trying to figure out what's eating up all my computer, let's so Abe actually threw out the number 22, and I have a list of 25 questions. So let's look at number 22. What does your character find intoxicating or addictive?
Oh man.
Well, we just spoke about Steph's character, so I'm good. Catnip, what?
You can't eat my character
Just have to rub up against you. I'm good.
with consent, damn it.
Intoxicating.
It feels like a cop out to say space, but it's true. Like, they could spend hours like watching supernovas and just looking out at how space kind of is spacey.
What give me a something specific. Like, can you think of maybe an event that they witnessed that really just kind of drove them to want to explore more?
I think at one point, and it may not have even been Nauvoo in particular, because the Goran, and I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly, have this neat property other than being delicious that is past life experience. So it may not have been them, it may have been somebody in their past. I need to come up with the right words for how they reproduce and have their family groups, because I don't, in my head, they kind of don't have family groups.
Okay.
Given that they're born from seeds.
Okay.
They're tended by someone that was their predecessor, but I don't think it's your typical parent-child relationship. And they witnessed the birth of a star. And that, like, image just really stuck in their head as something on, like, think of something that just makes your brain empty out because it's so beautiful that you do not have words.
Mm-hmm.
So things of that nature, like that's why I was like seeing a supernova, seeing a black hole, like in person, not just a computer simulation, like actually being there.
Okay. That's nice. That's a really good answer. Let's go. I'm gonna go down my Zoom list. So Miyu, you're next on my Zoom.
Okay. So every culture and every species has its own intoxicants.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the aspects of the cultures that Major Tom is very interested in trying out. Whatever, your local intoxicant is, I will have 3 of them. So, you go to the bar, well, what do the local Shirins drink? I'll try that.
Okay.
So I think it's really about new experiences, and finding a way to assimilate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think that when we get to any port, Major Tom wants to go, bar slash drug den slash whatever the local intoxicant thing is. Just go hop around and see what's up.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Kelrick, you're next on my list.
All right, repeat the question. I was really into the intoxicant thing. What?
Yeah. What does your character find intoxicating or addictive?
Goodness, I hadn't even thought about that, honestly.
I can go if you need more time.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yi finds sort of almost in the same vein as Mia's character. She finds like the local adrenaline junkie experience, like whatever it is that they do there that like really gets their blood pumping. That is what they love to go watch and experience. They love because she thinks that that's how you understand a species the best, like you understand what a species is capable of, what they find entertaining by the group of people that really like to push the limits. Because like I forget what is your species, Mio?
Astrozoan.
An astrozoan, what an absolutely unique property where they could just compress themselves. Like I can't even think to imagine what their daredevil things are. Like what do they do to get their adrenaline pumping from being this blob that can compress into crazy lengths. And I think that's or Yi finds that to be so absolutely fascinating. Just it's almost like people watching, but as an extreme sport.
That's a great insight.
I think the Astrozoan adrenaline rush is to like put on someone else's face and then go like find the biggest, baddest person you can and just insult the crap out of them and see if you can get away.
That's so mean. I love it.
All right, and Kelrick, do you?
Yeah. Oh, Abe. Catnip, laser pointers, and feather toys. I mean, I can see all of those things working. Especially, if they want to explore their sexuality some more. That makes sense. So
safe, sane, and consensual.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be that exploration of self and others that are going to be the things that really drive and that they're really going to, pardon the expression, get off on. Like that's what's going to be the thing that really, pushes Thrani the most is going to be, yeah, let's see how far this will go and what will happen. And outside of that, they're pretty chill, but when it comes to that kind of exploration of themselves and others, that's going to be a real driving force.
Okay. Nice. So I figured out what the problem is. It is the web browser that I had up to actually track conversation going on, and I've closed out every tab, and I've closed out absolutely everything but okay, fucking Firefox is working. So we're gonna go with Firefox, which is the lowest on my list for browsers to use, and we'll carry on with that.
Much smoother.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my CPU was jumping towards 1,000 or 100% and just slamming it. And so that's why OBS was getting pushed down the ladder of priority.
Can you try Fantasy Grounds then again?
Actually, that may work now. Let's carry on with the stream and we'll probably hop into Fantasy Grounds after break.
Cool.
Anyone in chat, pick a number between 1 and 25 that's not 22. And someone in the cast, yell it out because I can't see it right now.
12.
12. What makes your character angry?
This is gonna sound random, but being assumed that they are a Vesk spy.
Ooh.
Huh.
Because we hadn't really talked about this with the nice homebrew game that Miyu had designed for season 1, and this is taking place in the same universe, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more room for him to work.
Holy
around
shit.
with, because
Hold
I
on,
feel like
sorry.
was smothering a lot of that.
Yeah, he really was. It's like I feel like he.
Okay. Again, trying to get back into everything. Apologies. This is great learning opportunity. Okay. So assuming that you're being a Vesk spy and you're saying that we're in the same universe as our homebrew campaign.
Yes. And that was asked as in the form of a question.
Yes. I mean, basically, anything that we establish as a truth there, I don't mind popping as a truth here. Just we may twist it a bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be relying a lot on the lore that Paizo has written as well. So, like, as long as it matches, that's cool. Where it diverges, I'll have to figure out which one to lean on.
Okay. Because a lot of the Paizo lore also talks about, like, I think it's called the Silent Wars. Where it was basically the Vesk versus everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of talk that the Goran sided with them.
Okay.
So they aren't very trusted in other places in the diaspora, and are kind of assumed to always be on the Vesk side, because I think they originate from the Vesk home world, which is why I pointedly had Navu from Casterbell as from somewhere else other than in the Vesk, because none of us have played a Vesk, but they're not seen very nicely across the diaspora if you go off of the lore from Paizo. So being automatically seen as dishonest really gets under their skin.
Okay.
Under their rind, as it were.
What makes Major Tom angry?
I love Major Tom already. I'm so ready.
Yeah.
I think Major Tom is most likely to get angry somebody lies. Because Major Tom respects communication. That's how we learn about each other. That's how we understand each other. And if you use communication to obscure, but then again, on the other hand, Major Tom's also the one that's like, excuse me, but are you implying that I am actually an aberration, like driving a flesh suit? How dare you? That's awfully rude. But none of that's a lie. That's just a question, and then like that's really rude to imply such a thing.
So
No one ever called Major Tom not a hypocrite, okay?
Yeah, Major Tom is a bit of a hypocrite, but I think it's like when someone just blatantly states an untruth.
So so is that part of the game for Major Tom when they put on someone else's face and try to pick the biggest fight and then disappear? It's like, how do I do this without lying blatantly about who I am?
Yeah, no, it's not done. When Major Tom picked us up on Absalom Station, this wasn't about lying to them. No, you walk up to the person with the big nose and the ears sticking out from their head and be like, your nose is huge and your ears, like you could flap them and fly away, you know?
Cool.
I just see Major Tom being like that, like, but they said, no, they said this.
Interesting.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. I'm really curious how that will play out with some of these characters in the AP.
Especially since I'm training bluff.
Okay.
For Thrani, I think the thing that will get under their skin the fastest is someone who is disrespectful of music, because the Patra culture is basically on two polar areas of respect. The two biggest thing you can do is go into battle and, you know, be awesome and be musical. Like, you ever seen, oh gosh, what was that? Which of the Terrible Blade movies was it where the vampire fighter woman puts her headphones in and she's listening to music as she's just going through and kicking everyone's ass?
Blade Trinity.
Yes. Picture Patra as that person. And anyone who disses the music or the person creating the music is immediately going to inflame their rage. That's the thing, because that's just a cultural thing for Patra to respect those two things. So
awesome.
And I think Yi, the thing that will get her the angriest fastest is if you insult her family. If you insult her family, I think that will really rub a sore spot, and she will go off.
Your family, like specifically your family, or also like Yosoki in general?
Oh, well, I'm a Yosoki, and so for us, it's like anyone who we deem worthy, essentially, is family. Because we have family, and it's enormous, and everyone is family. But like the people in her life that she's like, you are cool, you are good, and fuck you if you say anything bad about them.
Nice. So family, chosen, and otherwise.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And let's do one more. And I'm still having the browser issue, so someone else call it out for me.
Number 3 was thrown out.
Number
Yes.
3? All right. What fuels your character? What is their reason for being?
Thrill of discovery.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's similar. I mean, the discovery may be different between Major Tom and Thrani, but it's definitely that, like that drive to discover something new. I think on Thrani's case, it's more personal rather than planetary. But yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna show my Ravenclaw roots and say learning, because there's always something new and interesting out there to kind of figure out.
Discovering knowledge.
Yes.
And for Yi, it is I always pretty much what everyone else has said, in the aspect of just seeing more. That every time she looks out the window of the ship, it keeps on going. And she hasn't seen an end yet. And she wants to keep going until she sees the end one way or another, you know?
There's what brought us all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exploration and discovery.
What's around the corner? Let's do it.
Let's find out.
So
I see us all as very impetuous in this way. Oh, what's over there? Let's go.
Go check it out.
Well,
No, me first.
That's
so we're doing the Starfinder equivalent of backpacking through Europe.
That's
Yes,
exactly
Yes.
what we're doing.
that's exactly what it is.
Well, no, I mean, so that's a great segue into how y'all became a crew. And this is to be determined before the adventure path, so I think it's a good discussion to have. So yes, you all want to discover things. PB.
To go back to what Steph said when she was creating her character, can it be that my character came into wherever you were, your home world where you were teaching, and I was looking for, and I was the grunt who had to come and pick you up and ask you for help, because I was ordered to, and then you were like all like adorable, scholar, and and somebody, like, as we were walking to the ship, or we were in like that dock area with all the different people, somebody like muttered under their breath something about you being a Vesk spy or something along those lines, and like it rubbed me the wrong way before it rubbed you the wrong way, and immediately I was just like, hey, like this short little Soki was just yelled at this huge person before you even got a chance to say anything. Just immediately turned and was like, hey, you want to say that again? Just really did that.
I will cut you with my tail blade.
I will. I will cut you. I don't hear that.
I'm just
right now.
picturing me as like this little New Yorker that's just ready to throw down at any point. Like, hey, what you say? You want to say that to my face? Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's like, you want to go? You want to go? I'm ready to go. Want to throw some hands? Let's go. Let's do it. That's her.
Got like a knife taped to your tail.
Exactly.
Just razor blades, all up in there.
I am the razor blade. Surprise.
That's awesome.
You win the spike now.
Yes, I love that so much. I would just add like casually pulling a grenade out of their bag, flipping it on, and it's just like, let's walk faster. Throw it over their shoulders. As you guys just drop a sticky bomb.
Just casually.
Like, I'm sorry, you
That's
said
awesome.
what? Get that out of your fur, asshole.
2 words. Anyway, okay, cool. So we know how Yi and Navu met, and Yi pulled Navu out of university. I imagine Yi. Oh, so you were on Castrovel. Okay, cool. And at that point, Yi, were you still on your ship? The original captain, or were you
Yeah.
kind of freelancing?
Yeah, with Captain Leader.
Leader?
Captain Leader. Oh.
I'm going to spell that Leeter. Leader.
And yeah, totally impressed their captain when they heard the story, and they were so down with you joining.
Well, yeah, like Captain Leader was definitely in need of a life sciences officer at that point.
Happens they got a tank along with it.
But yeah, I was on the first ship with Captain Leader.
Okay.
So,
Let-
Steph, are you just Groot? Is that basically what we have? A tanky plant?
I mean, I have more vocabulary than Groot. But yeah,
I mean, so does Groot. We just don't
know the
understand
language.
that's true. But
Yeah, it wasn't offered at our schools.
they do speak common, and I do imagine the plant language almost being more like the Ents, where it's just a series of like creaks,
Takes forever to say something.
right? I feel like Major Tom and Navu would have crossed paths at university, because you mentioned getting a master's degree. And I'm just like, we could keep using the university for all kinds of connections.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I was born on Castrovel, lived there for a while, then was sent to Absalom Station. I may have gone back to study at Castrovel for a little while. Getting my communication, my master's in communication.
Okay.
So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So maybe
So when you were building your crew,
yeah, maybe at the same time when Yi was pulling you out, there was also need of another officer on Captain Leader's ship. What
Well,
role?
and one of the interesting things about Major Tom is Major Tom has 2 languages at the moment, and that is Common and the rarely spoken Elven.
Interesting.
Because Major Tom grew up insinuated into an Elven enclave.
Oh wow! Okay.
At least earlier in life.
That's super cool.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe for some reason Captain Leader needed someone that spoke Elven.
Maybe.
There's probably they're probably looking for some sort of artifact that they're commissioned by the Starfinders to get.
Actually, that would make a lot of sense because Major Tom would be able to adopt their Elven identity and go into the Elven community and maybe even get this artifact.
Okay. How about Thrani?
Mm-hmm.
Or what relationship would Thrani want with one of the crew members now?
Well, so basically, the major went to Absalom Station, which it makes most sense for Thrani to have met them there, because Thrani just jumped on the first ship and is just going anywhere that they can get more experience and piloting and just learning this craft they feel really drawn to. So if there's a way like the 3 of them wind up there and somehow can make that work, I'd be okay. I think that could work. Like when you decide to leave Captain Leader's ship, unless we're staying on Captain Leader's ship. I'm not sure how this is working.
No, I like the idea that maybe like after the Captain Leader mission and we all kind of, maybe the 3 of us went our separate ways, but we all like came back together, just happened to kind of meet up. And we're all like, hey, we should go exploring. We need a pilot. And Major Tom's like, I know a pilot.
He's all right for his level.
Yeah, like maybe like the ships we were on, like they just kept going on the same routes, just stayed in the same places, and that was just like
Right.
not any of our thing. And I was like, well, this was fun, but like there was a big old expanse I see that way, and I want to go see it. I want to go see what's over there. So thanks for everything, but I gotta go.
Yeah,
Like we all just got tired of someone else deciding what direction we went in.
y'all kept
Mhm.
on going between Casterville and Absalom Station, doing that run over and over and over again. Almost like a ferry.
Yeah.
I would have been jumping from ship to ship to see where else I could go, but everything always brings you back to Absalom Station.
I
So-
think that Thrani may have gotten a beat on their own ship.
Yes, that's what I was hoping it would be said.
Something that is a little bit too big for you, though, just to fly on your own, and that you recognize you need a crew. I have this headcanon where Thrani met Major Tom, but didn't know that they were Nastrozoan. Like, they were in whatever form that they were in.
That makes sense.
The Ziggy Stardust picture is basically Major Tom's default human disguise.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And I don't know that Thrani would even know about Astrozoans. Like, they have so much to learn. So, it wouldn't even dawn on them. They'd just take it at very face value. Haha, see what I did there? And yeah, I love the idea of Thrani having saved up just enough to buy a ship and just got a really shockingly good deal that they were not expecting.
Yeah.
Purely
I think that you got like a junker. You got like a hand-me-down from someone else you were in flight school with. They recognized some of your talent and they're like, I'll
I
throw
think
you.
Steph has a plan. I'm
Okay,
dying
cool.
to see Steph.
Yeah.
Steph has a plan.
I'm just. Did we just become the crew of the Serenity? Is that what just happened? Because that's what I'm picturing. It's like the big pitch about the ship will be with you for the rest of your life, and then Mal wandering over to the Firefly.
I think it's a cross between that and and Tu Wong Fu, where they're all at the car lot.
that's good. I like that.
Oh, we have to go with the
Substance.
convertible.
Style. So it's a junker, but it's a pretty junker.
It's a pretty junker. All right.
Pretty junker.
And we don't have a mechanic.
Nope. Why would we need one?
But y'all are some smart people. I think that y'all can totally manage this machine. So I think we need to talk about the spaceship and a little bit more about your first couple of adventures. But now is a good natural time to take a break. Thank y'all so much for... Wait. Yes?
What do we do just before the break? I think it's giveaway time.
Oh, we're doing a giveaway. Oh my goodness. Let me pop open Nightbot.
So what are we giving away is the question. Will it be the critical hit back or a set of dice?
Ooh.
Which one?
Do the voice.
Come on, Miyu.
What voice am I doing? I do many
Goblin
voices.
dice. Goblin dice.
Ah, click clack goes click clack in my brain.
All right. So I guess we're doing the dice.
Yeah, let's do the dice. So
It's a set of the Dead Sun dice from Q Workshop in Poland. So they have a very long journey to get here.
If you want to be eligible or to be chosen for the dice, go ahead and put some messages in chat. Anything you want, really. Just say hi. Let us know that you're here.
Heidi ho, good neighbor.
Howdy how.
Oh no.
Well, we found Major Tom's voice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Major Tom is not Mr. Hanky. I am so sorry.
The whole season of that would be way too much.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think this would be great.
But that's only Major Tom's voice when they're not another being.
Oh, Mia's gonna have to do different voices every time they put on a new skin suit. That's
Oh
awesome.
no!
I think what she
Horrid.
meant to say was challenge accepted.
What do you mean you think I am weird? Are you implying that I am giant aberration wearing human flesh suit? That is very rude.
Love
Let
it.
us do the giveaway when we get back from break, because it looks like no one is chatting at this very moment.
No.
Sounds like a plan.
Chat away.
And yeah, so when we get back, we will talk a little bit more about the giveaway and get y'all chatting and get something sent out. Thank you all so much for listening so far and bearing with all of our fun technical difficulties, because they are fun. And yeah, we will be back shortly. And transition. And mic goes down. Hello, we are back. How's it going? Thank you
good
so
neighbor.
much again for joining us. And yeah, at some point there will be a giveaway. We're just waiting for some more signs of life from y'all. Make sure you are here to claim your prize. Yeah, so we went through and we discussed a bit about who everyone is, and we discussed background a bit, and we discussed how the crew came together. So let's name your ship.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ideas, thoughts, plans?
I feel like it really has to be either full of itself or like really cheesy.
Oh, cheese. All the cheese. Our last ship was called the Pink Ass.
Yep, the ASS Roseate.
Amazing.
Because the Zephyr was already called the Zephyr when you guys
Right.
rebuilt it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, so my memory is not contrary to popular belief. Steph forgets things.
I think it should have to do something with the theme of discovery.
Mm-hmm.
DearThesaurus.com.
I was like, come here, fantasy name generator.
I don't know, Ronnie. What's your ship's name?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Other names. Let's see. Do. Space Fleet. Why don't you have a vessel name?
All right.
Ooh, how about Horizon Star?
Her rising star. What?
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 Oh man.
Discovery. I love that one of the words under discovery, it's contrabands, and it's like noun gadget, and then I'm reading through the list and the last things on there are thingamajig and thingamabob.
I've got
Yes.
20.
I'm trying not to start singing.
Oh, what's is? Oh, who's it? So what's it?
What about Infinity Star?
I like that. Everyone else, it's your ship. Doesn't matter what I like.
Infinitum.
Infinitum. Dude, it looks like Kelric froze.
Oh no.
Nope.
No, he's there.
That's just correct.
I am
That's
focused.
correct.
Kelric is pulling a focused Kelric.
And not having an opinion.
It's a performance
Mhm.
piece.
It is. Still life.
It's focus and reading.
Yep.
Let's see.
Y'all, it's going to be a CR1 ship, or a
Mhm.
tier 1 ship. And pull up the AP.
We're gonna call it something that would be, I don't know how to say it in English, something that would be worthy of a tier 5 ship. Like, oh, this is our badass ship.
I just saw Mythic Carnage. To myself.
That's just what I call it. That's what E calls it. Like, this is Mythic Carnage. And then you're like, no, actually it's called the actually called the Infinity Star Mythic Carnage.
See, I like Infinity Star, but I'm so like, there's gonna be a point where one of us accidentally says Infinity Stone.
Mm,
Ooh.
It is honestly what I thought you said. It took me.
Oh, so it's Marvel.
Infinity Marvel.
Pix. Next thing you know, there's going to be this big old mouse knocking at your door. I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah.
You
I
will
am
open the door.
already running away from that fear.
Okay.
I'm like, oh.
Okay. If we want a really
Shaka
bad
Khan.
name, just name it Shiva, Destroyer of Worlds. And it's this little junker like.
So imagine us rolling up to a space station, like Jack Sparrow on the ship as it's slowly sinking.
Plasma fire, smoke in space.
Literally, we shouldn't be able to drive that anymore. No one knows why we're still alive.
Yes.
Somehow it just sinks into space.
We should just name it the Hoopty. Quick, everyone, to the Hoopty.
Oh my god. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't love it as much as I do.
Me too, but it sounds really good.
Okay, can we come up with a sci-fi version of Hoopty?
The Hoopty Majigger?
The laser Hoopty.
Oh, he's a-
Hoopty.
we have a suggestion of Galactic Destroyer in
Hey,
chat.
Destroy.
The Hoopty Destroyer.
The Galactic Hoopty.
Actually, that's not bad. Galactic Hoopty.
Yeah, the Galactic Hoopty.
Well, you said make it space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Star
PH for
Hoopty.
short.
GH. Big go. Oh, this is our ship. Big go.
Let's make it. How do you get ga?
Galactic Hoopty.
Galactic Hoopty.
GH.
If you did Star Hoopty, it'd be
No.
shh.
Oh my god. But like think of the you were like, this is our ship. Shh. She's very stealthy. But she's not.
With like big old backfiring engines, like.
It's like, no, you gotta get it started. Just keep pushing it down. Keep going, keep going. The motor's almost started. Almost flipped it. Let's go.
But we love
like-
this ship.
Like 6 technicians to push.
Okay, I have it. It's Helios Star Hoopty. It'd be hush.
I like something like the Divine Universal Hoopty, because then it's duh.
I was also trying to think of something like, so Star Hoopty in transit or in transients. It's the ship.
No. No.
Oh man. Just think of those recaps.
All right, let's focus a little here because I want to make sure we get through this.
Yeah.
I honestly don't hate a fan suggestion of Galactic Destroyer. I don't hate that idea.
All right. The
It-
Galactic
suggestion?
Destroyer that we just all call the Hoopty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like the crew
Yeah.
name for it. Like, something,
Oh.
the panel starts sparking, we kick it, we're like, damn, Hoopty.
But the best part is then when you're on comms and someone says "Galactic Destroyer, do something," and you're on comms, you're like, "Who?
The who?
Can
What?
like the ship have been called Hoopty and like all the branding inside it says Hoopty, but you were like, no, it's a Galactic
Brand
Destroyer.
ship.
It's the
No.
brand of the ship.
The actual brand name is a hoopty.
That's awesome." Okay, I think we have our compromise here. This is brilliant.
Yes. Oh, it's a brand
Yeah,
name
this is
for
the
Albatron.
hoopty Galactic Destroyer.
Perfect.
Okay, hold on.
Perfect.
We have to let Kenny catch up with their notes.
The Hoopty class Galactic Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm glad you said that because I had the other one.
Yeah, it's a hoopty
Destroyer
class.
Hoopty class. Because it's kind of a junker.
It's for the customer with a budget.
It's a brand no one's ever heard of. It's the offer, and it's like
They were only in business for like 3 years.
yeah. That's why you
What a
gotta
great 3 years.
I was gonna say 3 days.
This is the only ship he made.
This is the prototype.
I feel like the Abadar Corps had a branch that was producing the Hoopty for a little while, and they were trying to get in on that that exploration vibe that happened just after the big war. They're like, oh, people can move around again, and people who may need a little help moving around.
I love that so much. So the Galactic. I keep wanting to call it the Galactic Hoopty, and I'm sure I'm going to call it that a million times.
I mean, we can still keep that that's what they call it.
Galactic Destroyer Hoopty class.
Love it.
That is the best.
Yes.
And you could call it the GD
Thank you,
Hoopty.
Elisha. We really appreciate the help because we were a little lost. That was awesome.
The GD Hoopty.
Oh no. That's even better.
Are they gonna be like, God damn, Hoopty?
Now you listen here. This is the GD Hoopty, and we are coming into land.
Mayday, this is the GD Hoopty. The Hoopty call.
Emergency
Awesome.
resistance.
Okay. Sweet.
I am so frustrated with Fantasy Grounds right now. I just want to
it
get
just crashed again.
Sure.
Gosh darn it. And it my CPU usage wasn't even that high. Oh, okay. We'll figure this out. It'll be fine.
I'm gonna check for updates. Good. Maybe that'll fix it.
What we may have to do, which is not great, is have you host it, Kel, since your connection seems to be super stable.
Yeah.
Which would be awful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can just tell me what to do to drive. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, it's not like we have anything really in here. Well, it would be rough, but
Yeah.
we can make it work.
We'll deal with this for the next time.
Yeah, we'll do some troubleshooting in between.
Yeah.
But I want to roll dice now.
I know. Okay, so we've come up with our ship. We have the GD Hoopty. We're good.
Yes.
Let's see here. How long do y'all suppose y'all have been a crew?
Oh.
So we have to
Years?
take into account that we're
Yeah.
all absolute messes. That we have a junker ship, and that we all have a hankering for getting in trouble.
So,
2 weeks.
I like to think that we've been together a while. And so I think we're used to the GD Hoopties issues.
quirks.
And we've just been so lackadaisical about exploring that we haven't really gotten anywhere. other than, oh, do you remember that time when we were on that planet and we did that thing? Oh, that was awesome. We should do that again sometime. But what's over there? Oh, like that's kind of how I picture it
Every time
working.
we try to set out, something breaks, and then we have to like pick up a job to make some money to fix what
Yeah.
broke. And then
And then we get distracted by the locals and
Yeah. I think we've been together long enough that we have that group cohesion. We're like, oh yeah, we know how this is gonna go.
I think y'all get distracted by how much fun y'all have with each other. Like,
Probably.
okay.
Remember that time we stopped to change out fuel rods and ended up spending like 3 weeks in the jungle?
I only remember one of those weeks. It was so cool.
remember that time that we took those intoxicants and then suddenly it was 2 months later?
And we still hadn't gotten into drift space.
Yes, I remember running the entire ship by myself. All of you laid on the floor.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
Does your ship have a computer, and does it talk? Oh, your ship obviously has a computer, but does it talk?
It's like, whoa.
It has rows. It has oars on the side that we're just rowing.
One of those things they took out for the hoopty class. You have to do everything manually.
Absolutely not.
You have to crank to get into drift space.
No. Nope. We have a computer because we need one to keep us all on target. But I do think it talks,
okay.
And I think it talks to us very condescendingly.
Yes.
So you have to convince the computer to do things for you.
No, it's just like, I know how to do this better. Why are you bothering me?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll wait for your input because maybe
Yes.
it'll mean something.
Definitely what
Sure.
I'm expecting.
Those numbers are better than mine.
Take your
Whatever.
time calculating the coordinates. Don't use my coordinate calculation program.
Sure, because you know better. You know which way to slingshot around a sun. Why not? Let's do that.
I have to practice sometime.
Okay, cool. So,
So
yes.
part of the reason that there's not more hoopty classes out there. Condescending computer.
That's why it was so cheap. That's why I got such a good deal on this ship.
It was actually
Somebody busted the AI.
modeled after the lead designer for the Hoopty because they were really into designing the Hoopty. They're like, this is going to be the best ship ever. Everybody's going to want one of these.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm in. It's working. I see. Okay.
It'll be up for like 5 minutes.
Shut up. I'm screen capturing.
Let's see here. What do y'all call the computer?
Asshole.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I can't restrain myself.
Hey,
It's
asshole.
already begun.
I'm trying to figure out if the computer will answer you. I feel like it has to. Like, what if y'all managed to hack it so that it responds to you? But it only responds if you call it an asshole.
Only if.
Only.
Oh, and one of the things that I think that's how I got the squawks that I have was it was part of the deal with the ship.
Okay.
Because they're mischievous and the person really just wanted to get rid of both things at the same time. And so I was like,
Deal on the ship only if you take the squawks.
yes. And I was like, I have nothing but time to train a squawks. Sure. And in case anyone who's paying attention doesn't know what a squawks is, can you throw up a picture because it is too cute to not have a picture.
Yes, I will find a picture and throw it up for you. And Fantasy Grounds crashed again. Sorry.
Okay.
Hey,
Well, I got 2 of the panels.
I am so sorry.
Nope,
Like,
it's fine.
I've been able to run Fantasy Grounds before. Like, it has worked in the past.
It'll go to like reconnection to M4, and then a
Yeah.
little bit time after before the whole thing crashes, you can still click through your stuff.
Yeah, I am doing so right now, furiously trying to
Yeah.
capture stuff because I want to have all of this.
Fantasy Grounds, why do you boop us on the snoot?
This has been the worst it's been,
Yeah.
actually. We've had some really good luck with it.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm shocked, actually, that it's been this bad.
Yeah, it has not been this bad in a long while.
Well.
I'm just looking forward to getting to say, this is Major Tom to ground control. This is the GD Hoopty coming in. Please respond.
Make way, because we're not stopping. That's good.
Going.
We're coming in hot.
It's just a GD Hoopty coming in hot.
Hoopty, you are not cleared to land. Well, that sucks for you.
We ain't stopping. Can't stop, won't stop. Let's go.
This is a Squawks.
Oh.
Oh,
It is
Right.
adorable. It's a little
is.
fox squirrel thing.
oh,
So,
It sounded like you said fuck squirrel.
no.
I started. Yep, that's exactly what I heard.
no, that is not what that is. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Nope.
That
I'm not seeing it. Is it?
that won't.
What?
Did it go off the? Oh, there it is. Oh no, it's the younger version, not that one. Ugh.
Well, this is what came up
Super
when I
cute.
put it into DuckDuckGo. So
Oh my gosh. Fine,
Just
I will
imagine
find
this
you.
as baby.
Oh, no, I'm sure the baby one looks cute, but that's what the Squawks is going to become.
The coloring is different. Thank you.
oh my gosh.
Pardon me.
All right. So yes, we've got the computer settled. I feel. Let's see here. Okay.
Yes, asshole. I'm sure it all stands for something.
Right.
We'll figure out what it all stands for
At a
later.
later time.
At a later time.
I'm trying to think of something clever that Navu would call it because, like, they're the kind of person where when people irritate them enough, they start just being like, "Goddamn flush bags."
And that is absolutely true for Major Tom.
Literally, I'm a flush bag.
Yeah.
I'm a GD flesh bag.
Yep.
I mean,
Kenny, I sent you the new image. Please show the new image.
I'm putting it up. Okay.
Good. It's super important. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. It's all nice and cute now.
it looks like a fennec fox.
Yes. Do you see how the older one is holding a grenade?
I do.
Yes.
It's so good.
I'm very aware of that.
Yeah. Mischievous little jerks is what they are.
Oh my gosh, chaotic beauty. That's amazing. It could be Artemis whole computer, a-hole for short.
Oh, we'll go with that. So you have to call it a-hole.
The wall hole.
Yeah, I like to think that the gray and white fox fur matches Thrawny's fur. So when it's like hanging around on them, there it's hard to see.
So I want to make up this headcanon for the Squawks. I'm pretty sure they don't have this fleshed out, and if they do, oh well, we're gonna go against Paizo. That the Squawks' fur changes based on who it's around, like who its pack is.
I love it.
I like it.
So when you first met your Squawks, what's your Squawks' name?
Shut up. No, that's your name. That's to you.
You were so gung-ho about this Squawks and you didn't even name it.
I have not met it yet. Thank you.
It's Squawk.
I am
This
still.
is a future.
No, well, I mean, the game hasn't started, so I haven't met it, is what I'm saying. I have until next time.
Its name is Squawks the Squawks.
No.
All right. So
No.
when you come up with its name, but you saw it and it looked different than what it does today. Today it has the same fur coloring as yours and some of the same markings similar to yours. It matches you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been actually trying to pummel my brain for a good Squawks name, and I've been struggling with it. I'll come up with something.
Fantasy name generator. It saves lives. I just have this horrible image, like, when your eyes kind of matrix something,
Mhm.
because you're not quite sure what you're seeing, where it looks like it's moving on your character's fur, and then it's like, nope, it's just the squonks.
Yes.
What are you doing? Your skin is twitching. Oh, it's just your pet fox thing.
Well, I can definitely see that starts happening. And you're like, Major Tom. Oh, no, it's the Squawks.
Right?
I also feel like Major Tom has at one point or another just like totally just walked onto the bridge looking like any one of you.
I think
Just see how long it takes you to notice.
I think it happened exactly one time.
I think Navu probably holds the record for noticing the fastest. They don't even turn around and they're like, no.
Well, the interesting thing though is because Isoki are small, and I can technically only turn into medium creatures, so I feel like I just became like a human-sized Isoki.
I'd probably I would be probably more fascinated than anything. I'd just be like, I just walk around you and be like,
well,
wow.
the question is are you wearing clothes over the skin suit, or is it just a naked Yosoki that looks like
Probably a naked Yosoki, because I don't think I have proper like medium-sized Yosoki clothes.
I would think that you'd be a regular sized Yosoki with a very, very large backpack.
What a rodent of unusual size.
Yes. Okay. Very nice.
All right. Anything else special about the ship? Do you have questions about your ship? Do you have preferences about your ship? Like, what color is your ship? Does it have markings on the outside?
Oh, it's rusty to hell. I think the original color was like this burnt rust orange, and now you just can't tell where the rust starts and the paint stops.
That's cool. I like it.
It's the kind of ship where you're just like, how is that space worthy?
It is.
It's hoopty. Surprisingly well made despite its shortcomings.
That's right. It has some amazing safety features, oddly enough. Because there's lots of opportunities for people to die, sure. So I think that is something I'd like to make sure it does have escape pods.
Looking at,
we're all fairly aware of the need.
this is a level 1 ship, a tier 1 ship. So I will read to you its features. A bridge, which has a gunner station, a science officer station, a pilot station, an engineer station, and a captain station. Crew quarters, main airlock, galley, captain's quarters, brig, passenger seating, port cargo airlock, port cargo hold, starboard cargo airlock, engineering, and a power core.
I would like to think that we actually use the captain's quarters because those are a little larger than usual,
Mhm.
and sort of just a gathering space. Like we're all kind of, you know, just kind of goofy weird. So I think it would be kind of like a game room gatherings, just a space where, you know, where
Major Tom,
Rec room.
one creature plays.
yes,
Yes.
we have like rock bands set up in there for us all to play all the time, and then we have the crew quarters that we all share. But then this is the space we go where we want to just hang out and do stuff, you know. But like 2 crew quarters where, you know, we do 2 in each quarter. I think that would be kind of cool.
So you're aware, crew quarters are basically a 20 by 20 room with
Cool.
a bathroom taking up like 7.5 square feet of that.
Okay.
That's huge. I don't know what you're talking
We have all
about.
4 of them.
Yeah. I mean, for the Asoki, that's
Oh, luxury.
Yeah, the two.
Yeah, like-
luxury.
I'm just imagining
I
the two.
can literally
slots
push
in the
my
same-
bunk up against the ceiling, and I can just in there.
Are.
It's good for my
I mean, and I mean, Kelrick's character, I mean, is technically a cat. They
Mhm.
love small, little, enclosed spaces.
Oh yeah, the top bunk is mine.
Like, if they fits, they sits, man.
That's right. It has little. It actually has like cardboard on the side, so it's like a box.
I'm
So-
just imagining he insisting sharing a room with Navu just for the sun lamp.
So do we? It sounds like we don't really have a hierarchy in our crew. That we're all just kind of like captain is just another position you hold.
Yeah,
You
It's
know.
like, yeah, whoever can do whatever at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
it definitely
Because
sounds like
the
that.
hoopty falls apart, so we all have to be able to jump into whatever we can, so that someone can go take care of the emergency who's actually capable.
Right.
It's more like a commune. You know, we all just kind of pitch in where we can and do what needs to get done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
So
Yeah,
that's actually a great question. Is like, what happens if one of you needs to lead, and how do you respond when someone else is a leader?
I think it's so fluid that, you know, we're just like, okay.
Puts down. I mean, like with the shenanigans we get into, some of us are incapacitated at different times. So I feel like we've all had
I was about to take a drink there.
There is always a designated flyer.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
Especially when there are people like, I'm going to try this stimulant or this alcohol or this drug. It's like, okay,
And
who's driving this time?
we always have the buddy system, but we're all kind of a little bit irresponsible. So we both just get into shenanigans at the same time. Like, oh, you're gonna take one? Yeah, I'll take one. Let's do it.
The only
I'm
only
starting to feel like
time
I'm gonna end up being like ship parent.
well, the only time I'm not like that is when it comes to piloting, because I am super passionate about getting better at that.
Mhm.
And so if there's somewhere we have to go or a time where piloting is important, I will be like, later, save one for me when we're done. You know, but otherwise, yeah, I'm totally down to clown. Let's do this.
What?
Yeah, you're totally going to be ship parent.
Well, I don't think the Gorin can like consume people food.
I thought you were gonna say people, and that was about to be a little
Soylent Green. That's all they eat.
Well,
I think that's a Pathfinder thing I saw while I was trying to look for images that they eat people.
That leads me to wonder, do different spectrums of light taste different? Do they have different effects? If we fed you like nothing but, you know, blue light, would that be different from feeding you red?
I imagine that that's how, like, when Navu wants to, like, because their face is covered in petals from the description. Whenever they feel like a change, So instead of like, me dyeing my hair, they use a different color filter on their on their lamp.
Nice.
Gosh, I'm just getting like flashbacks. My senior year of high school, we had a question on one of our standardized tests that no one knew the answer to because it was something we never covered. And the question was, if you are growing strawberry plants and they're all absolutely identical, under the same conditions and everything, but the only thing you change is the sun lamp to have different colored bulbs, what would be the difference, if any? And it's like, oh, under a green light bulb, it would turn green, or like under a red one, it would turn red, and under a blue one, blue. And like we all were just like, what? It was like one of the test questions that wasn't going to be like counted, but they just wanted to be like test out if anyone knew what the fuck they were talking about. And we all came out of that standardized test like, I don't what was
I gotta grow some strawberries now.
Yeah, we all went to our immediately we went to our teachers, and we were just like, hey, what is the answer to this question? I know technically we're not supposed to discuss this, but we're all absolutely dumbfounded. None of us have we're all very smart people, and none of us know the answer to this. And our teachers were just like, good question. And, then they all were started huddling together, being talking about a more advanced reasonings for why it would and why it wouldn't. And to this day, I don't know the answer. I have no idea what the answer is to the different light bulbs. But that's exactly.
We're going to find out in this game.
We're gonna find out.
I'm gonna have to Google that now, and I'll get back to you on Discord.
I still don't know. Happened in 2011. It's 2019. We're still out here.
Experience points where we answer the hard questions.
Welcome to the Science Cast. My name is Kenny, and these people will ask a lot of questions about science that we don't know.
Okay, I just got to this part in the description. Each Goron has a Gorus seed within its navel. As a full action, a Goron can expel this seed if planted in fertile soil and left undisturbed for 1d6 days. The seed grows into a sapling Goron who physically mirrors the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they reproduce asexually.
And that's why I said they
Belly
don't
button.
have traditional families.
Well, it just means that you could have a spawn in waiting every time you leave the ship, just in case. So great.
So Nabu could be spreading their seed
Everywhere. Absolutely everywhere.
Leaving your mark.
Mm-hmm.
All over the world.
All over the diaspora. That's one way to do it.
All right. So let me ask a focusing question about your crew.
Okay.
If y'all would come up for me the first mission in which y'all gelled as a team.
Now, are we talking literally gelled, or
I mean,
those are separate missions?
Let's come up with the first definition one, and then we can do the second definition one.
I almost feel like it would be.
There was that time on Eox where we all literally.
No Eox. No Eox. Nope.
What were you saying, PB?
I was gonna say they're probably the same instance, the same, whether the same planet or the same thing. We had the mission where we were like, oh hell yeah, and then afterwards, it was like, oh hell yeah, where we gel together.
Gel is a drug that we take.
We found it coincidentally on that planet.
Yeah.
What was?
I feel like we took a transport mission. It's probably one of the first ones we did as a crew together on the Hoopty. And it wasn't quite what they were billing it as, but we were so desperate because we needed this money to fix something on the ship that we didn't really question it, and we're all too ooh shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that we were transporting some weird ass thing
Gel?
that got out of its crate. in transport. So we had to like contain it because we couldn't destroy it because we would
Okay.
get paid the rest of our money.
Absolutely.
Was it the typical mission, like where we're all at each other's throats, and then like this is the mission that it's like we all get like trapped with one another at some point. We just have to deal with our problems, and then like something happens, and we're like, "What was that?"
Mhm.
And then we switch scene to the other team, and they're like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr." And then like the big thing, the whatever that escaped comes at them, and then they're like, "Oh shit!" And they have to work together, otherwise they're gonna get fucked up. And then we all come together at the end with all our separate knowledge.
It's when we like find out each other's secrets. Like that's when y'all find out that Major Tom's an Astrozoan and see Major Tom in their natural form.
Mhm.
Freak out a little because we think it's the thing that
So
I-
I have this headcanon about Major Tom that after so long in a skin suit, it begins to like either crack or peel or something.
Oh.
Okay.
Moisturize me.
I feel
Okay.
like it's like wearing like a really tight pair of jeans and eventually it just gets so uncomfortable. Major Tom just can't stand it anymore.
Like you start sweating uncontrollably.
And it's just one of those like it starts leaving marks on Major Tom's like actual skin. They're having and it's like, oh god, I have to undo this.
Okay, cool.
I like it.
Yeah, let's say you were carrying you were transporting this ooze that was like going to be like, oh, I don't want it to be the assembly ooze, but I want it. No, because you wouldn't have a ship anymore.
Well, we might have a better ship. Who knows?
you have a bunch of helmets afterwards.
Yeah.
No, it's this ooze that multiplies when it is exposed to air, and so it starts just growing because there's actually like a crack in the container, and it starts filling your cargo hold and like starts pushing out through your ship. And if you don't fix it or do something, it will just your ship will become the container that it's in.
I like
Okay.
it.
I dig it. I dig it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the adventure of
we
the
got
ooze
stuck in the bridge, and we were able to airtight that, and the rest of you had to figure out a way to make sure that all the air was vacuum from the rest of the space, but not the bridge. Well, I'm just flying because that's what I could do. Like, I got this part. You take care of the rest.
Maybe it's one of those moments where we all like really had to trust each other to put into work our plan that we had to evacuate all the air from the ship until like right before we passed out.
Yes.
And trust each other to operate smoothly to get the air back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in the nick of time.
It's the first time I trusted you guys to yeet me somewhere.
And the first time Major Tom trusted us enough to be Major Tom.
Awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what happened. It was a thing, and it was beautiful.
Nice.
And when it was done, we're just like, y'all want to go get a drink or something?
Do we need? Yes.
Yeah.
Need.
Okay.
All right,
So,
let's drop this fucker off and go get alcohol.
I want to say Absalom Station is probably where that place is. What is that place called?
That place.
The bar.
Uh-oh, we're getting a lot of feedback.
You said the bar.
Yeah.
I think it should just be called that place.
Mew, can you check your audio?
You're the only one not getting feedback.
All right, is that better?
Is it better?
Hello. Yes.
Yes, it fixed.
Yay. Okay.
Okay. So that place.
I think it should be called that place.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's like, hey guys, let's go to that place. You
I
know,
love that place.
In the
Yeah,
spike.
that place.
And that makes it real easy when people are trying to figure out what we're talking. Which place? That place. We're going to that place. It's our code that's not a code.
Right. So poor NPC is gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" And then we walk up and they see the sign. Oh, it's literally called. Yeah. What did you think we were doing?
It's not, but it's not spelled like that place. It's just that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
In whatever language it's written.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how people pronounce it in common on like Absalom Station. It's actually like Tahat Palas,
Yes.
but everyone just
Yeah.
calls it that place.
Yeah, it's just really rude pidgin for what the language is because we just don't know the language. It's real bad.
And it's like one of those things that if you pronounce it wrong, you're just like just throwing insults, just like cursing up a storm if you pronounce it just even a little bit wrong. Everyone's just like, we'll just call it that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will find a species that run it. Hold on. But you all have been there so often that you are known and trusted.
Wow. Ain't we fancy?
I would think that y'all are regulars.
Trusted.
It's because we're down with everything.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
We are trusted to behave in a certain way.
Yep. They
Whatever
expect
that might
shenanigans.
be.
Well, trusted in that, like, you know, they can leave the bar for a minute to go take care of something in the back and know that y'all won't, you know, rob the place blind.
No, we
Fair.
won't do.
No, we love that place.
Best place.
Why would we rob that place?
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Oh.
So, who else in the chat room right now? Do we have enough people to do a giveaway real quick or no?
We have Abe and let's see here. Who else is here? There are a lot of people, it looks like, who are in chat. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, if people will sound off and we can see.
What's free loot?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sound
If you
off in
want
chat.
free loot, put your hands in the air.
Yep. Just type loot into chat and we will choose one of you randomly.
Yes. Come.
All right, what else do we need to prepare for the adventure?
Yeah.
Okay, so those were really good.
I have a question that you didn't answer in listing that. Do we have weapons?
Oh,
You said
yes.
space
Oh.
combat would be important. Do we have weapons on the
The map that is provided on the adventure path doesn't list weapons, but yeah, y'all will have weapons. You'll have at least one multi-directional turret. I forget what the name is, and then probably one forward-facing one and one aft-facing one.
Cool.
Have
Okay,
two
so-
pew-pews and one warpew.
Yes,
Mhm.
Yes.
two pew-pews and one warpew.
And one more pew.
Yes.
Yes.
Not just a pew, many pews.
Many pews. All the pews.
So many pews.
It's my favorite of the pews. I am excited.
Me too. I wish we had time to get started today because I'm super, super into this.
Right? Stupid fantasy grounds.
Yeah.
Well, if we can't
Whoops.
get Fantasy Grounds to work, we'll have to just kind of roll with it, which is fine.
Yeah. I
Haha.
Have to roll with
Roll with it. All right.
mean,
Well,
does everybody have access to their sheets?
I do.
Yeah.
Can we do a little something something in the next 20 minutes?
Yeah, we can absolutely do a little something.
20 minutes? I have it as 40 minutes. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I said 20 and I meant 40.
Cool. Awesome. Kenny,
Forward,
do something.
backward,
Make us do
spinning.
stuff.
Pew pew pew.
All right. We can actually get started on this adventure if y'all would like to.
I want.
E.
Okay. So y'all have had several, missions and several, I guess, commissions. You've been commissioned many times to kind of travel from one place to another, and I think y'all kind of got into a small rut, and were a little bit just kind of frustrated by the standard things that you're doing. And y'all got called to do yet another cargo trip, but this time it is to a place called Far Portal Station.
Okay.
It is basically at the sun, what some of you know as the Burning Mother, since a lot of you spent time on Castrovel. You were familiar with that lore. Let's see here. So I'll ask you. So Far Portal Station is a space station that is studying a thing called the Far Portal. There's actually something floating in the sky, a la floating in space, a la oh my gosh, why did I just lose the word for it?
I don't know.
Stargate. There we go. A la Stargate. It's completely on the opposite side from where the Burning Archipelago is. And the Far Portal Station is there studying it. The station itself is very simple, very small, because there have only been a few attempts to go through the Far Portal, and none of them were very successful. Very few of them have managed to return from the Far Portal. And so there isn't a whole lot of money out there to spend on exploring what this thing is or where it goes. But there is a small devoted sect of people who have put enough money together to construct this space station. It's a very utilitarian, very simple hub and spoke design. Not really adorned, not a whole lot of bells and whistles. But y'all were commissioned to bring some cargo there. What kind of cargo do you think that y'all would be bringing to such a place?
I think real utilitarian stuff. Yeah.
Non-perishable foodstuffs, clothing, tools, that kind of stuff. Basic necessities.
Yeah, I mean, a few little higher end things like serums of healing and stuff like that. Like real small amounts of these kinds of things.
Maybe also some like replacements parts for scientific equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The sole inhabitants of this station are scientists. That's it. So, they tend to focus in only on their work and little else. And so I imagine that y'all have, MREs, like very, very plain food that like they'll only, just be like kind of nosh on that to give them the sustenance that they absolutely need, rather than anything super fancy.
So what you're saying is that we're Galactic Grubhub?
Yes, your Galactic Grubhub, DoorDash, choose your favorite delivery service.
Yeah, there you go. That's
In fact,
food.
I think the Starfinder Society commissioned y'all to do it because it's a little bit beneath them.
Ouch.
And there is nothing beneath us.
Nope.
We are the Underminer. Wait.
So, what is your crew doing as you approach the Far Portal Station?
Oh, Navu's probably taking every reading they can to learn what they can about it.
Great. So I guess roll me computers check,
Aw, not physical
or would
science.
oh you can do physical science too. Either way.
Sweet. And for that clicky clack sound, I'm not going to mute it. That's a 17.
17, and that's with your bonus.
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah. You notice first the orbit of far portal station is in lock with this far portal. The far portal, the aperture is open, and you can see that there is a shimmer of light that to you indicates that the portal is active. You also read on your sensors that the space station itself is abuzz with activity. All of their sensors are going. Do you have any specific question that you would like to have answered?
I think they were just trying to get a bead on what's going on. You know, this is probably one of the first times they're getting an up close look at this phenomena.
Mhm.
So really just trying to like see if there's anything that they can see without having to disturb the scientists.
Mhm.
Even though left to their own devices, they would totally be disturbing the scientists.
In your readings, you also get some of these some mysterious unknown signatures, things that you can't quite understand, and you know that is one of the primary reasons why Far Portal Station is there, to study those.
Okay.
What is everyone else doing?
So Major Tom has put on their Major Tom costume, Ziggy Stardust looking one, and is standing there at the comms, like trying to get all the wrinkles out of it.
Mhm.
You know, just the shoulders. And on comms, hailing Far Portal Station.
Okay.
This is Major Tom to ground control.
Yeah, you've reached Far Portal Station. There isn't really much ground here in space. But yeah, you're clear to land. To dock with us.
I'm going to give Catman over there the great big thumbs up.
Sure, I can do that. Do you want me to roll piloting to dock?
Yeah, go ahead and roll piloting.
That would be a 21.
Okay, so describe to me what that looks like, docking at this Far Portal Station.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's just the space station. So we're coming up, and unfortunately, we can't do it outside. So all of the interior, you get the exhaust bang as we're getting closer and slowing down. But outside, you hear nothing, of course. Yee, can you take care of that? We need to, yeah, that thing, go. And, a lot of button pushing and just trying to, okay, adjust. Yee, did you get it? Bang, no, yee, no, that other, yee.
I think, oh, go ahead.
And, just angling right and doing okay for all of the distractions. And, Yee's kind of my go-to person to fix that bang noise. I don't know what it is. I don't care. I just expect Yee to help out.
I think as you're kind of feverishly pushing buttons and like doing things, you hear from a speaker near your head a-hole pop on and say, well, I mean, you chose not to do autopilot here, and I could have helped, but you seem very, very happy with pushing things, so I'm just gonna let you handle all of this. Have
I
fun.
told you I need practice. Practice is what I need.
Yep,
Do
I can tell that. Just don't wreck this thing.
You're the failsafe.
Oh, right. Lean on me when there's an emergency. I see how it is.
Yeah, that's how it works.
A-hole, you could be helping with that noise from the engine.
But that's Yee's job.
I mean, if you want to push the diagnostic button, I'm here for you.
All right, then. And now we'll do that.
Look, while you guys are over here speaking to A-hole, I'm over in diagnostics doing what I always do while trying to diagnose the thing. Is I go over and I just like start like doing some percussive
Maintenance.
readjustments. Yeah, I'm just hitting things around, and I'm like, "A-hole, did that fix it? Was it that one?"
There's still air in the line.
Okay, and then like now with two hands, I'm just like,
Yes, bang on it harder. That always fixes it. The pressure is rising.
Should I do a computer's check for the diagnostic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It's a 13.
I like Yee's diagnostic better.
I do too, because that was a 13.
A-hole pipes up. The pressure in the exhaust manifold is rising at 15% and counting.
Can I intimidate the ship into working?
I mean, if you want to yell at the device to try to make it work better, sure.
That's when
Y'all are not a mechanic.
Major Tom's going to yell out to Yee, "Hey, you gotta make the ship fart."
I have to make. Oh god damn it! And so I will mess around with the exhaust pipes, trying to try and expel the ship.
So in the engineering area, and you see that there are some exhaust valves. There are some panels on the wall near it. There are lots of things that you can access should you want to.
Real quick, PP, how is your engineering?
I have a rank 1, and it's a +6 total. No. Wait, where are you? +6.
Cool. A-hole, you take over this. I'm gonna go help Yee.
You're leaving the controls?
I'm putting you in charge while I go. So autopilot, the thing we were talking about, let's do that.
Okay, well, I'm also monitoring the pressure.
Can you not do both?
I can try. I have sub-processes, but it may take me a while to respond. Go do. You go do.
I rolled a 21. I think we're fine.
The ship is drifting sideways towards Far Portal Station. They're aligned.
So I would just like to go and try and assist Yee. Maybe it's just something that's just out of their reach, and if we roll well enough, I can help.
Okay.
So my engineering is only +2, so I just need to see if I can get an 8 or better to help. Oh, that's a 13, so 15. So I give you a +2.
Very nice. So, this is a D20, right?
Mm-hmm.
And which number do I add to the roll?
Plus engineering.
The +6 you told us about, which becomes a +8 because I assisted.
Okay, under the total?
Mhm.
Okay. So that is an 11 +2 +8, 19.
Perfect. 11 plus 8 is 19. Yeah, you are able to... so, yeah, describe to me what that looks like. You're absolutely able to do what you're trying to do.
So, continuing on with percussive realignment, because that is my non-specialty, and I go around and I'm just like, I start like hitting things,
Warmer.
trying to find
Warmer.
the hollow
Colder. Warmer.
I'm just going, I'm just like really listening in, really trying to hear where the hollow part is, where the air is. And the moment I hear it, I'm like, there you are. And then I just go like, and I just go, and I hit it in a very exact spot, kind of like burping the ship.
Yep. So as soon as you whack that pipe in that space, you almost feel the pressure in the room change as that bubble moves through the pipe, and it makes it to a release station, and you see steam releasing into the engineering bay, but you know, it is not toxic or anything like that. It just goes.
And then I will bolt back to my station and go back to flying the ship.
Cool. Yeah, so the ship drifts towards the docking bay at Far Portal Station, and the docking airlock is aligned, and it slowly matches up. You have the great velocity, and the docking port airlock reaches out, grabs onto your airlock, and twists mechanically and locks in, and there's a hiss of air on the inside, and I would imagine that A-Hull goes, "Good job. You did it."
Major Tom's going to beam like that's a genuine compliment.
Yeah, like I think we all have like sort of like a quirk. Really, that was surprisingly nice.
Well, that's the nicest thing A-Hole has ever said to us.
I think so.
Roll
really
sense
must have
motive
been
on the AI.
Somehow we all actually want the AI's approval, and we're huh.
Oh, little did we know the AI is actually the crew parent.
I think actually, so like after that, and y'all kind of being self-congratulatory, there were like slow claps.
God, our ship is Miranda Priestley.
Corals for spring.
All
right.
right. Well, Major Tom's going to take a deep breath. Guess I better go tell him we're here.
As you go towards the airlock, the door opens, and you see Far Portal Station personnel standing there, ready to help unload.
I throw my hand up and I say, "Nanu, Nanu, we come with peas."
Oh, there's so many people who are too young to get that. Oh. Don't forget to get the signature this
Does that
time.
matter? Should I roll a diplomacy on that?
No, the station, like, they're all scientists, and so they all have to take on some of these extra roles. But these scientists, not super socially adept, and so the one who greets you is like, "Yeah, I guess we ordered peas, sure, yeah. So where do I need to go?"
This way.
Don't
And
forget the signature. We did that once. It was not good.
Oh yeah. So you follow the plant, and you sign here.
And they take the clipboard tablet thing from you.
data pad.
Data pad, there we go. They take the data pad, and they scrawl something on it and hand it back over to you. And they're like, would you like to take some time and come on board?
With a big shit-eating grin, turn back to the crew and go, "Hey, party time!"
Yeah.
Job well done.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
All right, A-Hole. Man, take care of the ship. We'll be
Lock
back
her
later.
up tight.
All right. I'll just await your return. Thanks, leaders.
You're welcome.
Welcome. And as we walk out, I give the ship a high five by just slapping its hull. as we walk out.
Great. So,
Fall off when you do that. Just slap it in a plate. Falls off. Stick it back on.
I think it shifts subtly. Like there's like a small like crack a little bit. Maybe some dust comes off of it or some particles.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, you come out of the docking bay, and you're in sort of their arrivals area. What are y'all wanting to do?
What does arrivals look like?
Arrivals looks kind of like a warehouse. There's a small room with a window around it. It looks like that's where like the control center is. And there's another door near the back to the side of it that you can infer leads into the rest of the station.
Are we there by ourselves? Is anyone else there?
There's a few people, just one or two that are wearing jumpsuits doing work in the warehouse area. And there's one person that you can assume is the person who raised you on the radio, on the comms. And then the people who are on your ship.
Is there a sign that says bar this way?
Or mess hall.
There is not, but if you roll culture for me.
Okay. So that's a total of 20.
Yeah, you know that the station design is very typical. So you've encountered a similar setup and a similar you know layout before. You can definitely navigate your way to at least the mess hall. You don't know quite what amenities this space has.
When it comes to finding bars, we really do rely on you because you're very good at it. So Major Tom, lead the way.
Well, grub should be 2 floors down and third door on the right.
So you all move forward through the warehouse into the main area of the space station. As you all get into the main hallway, you notice this is kind of the ring area, and there are windows on all sides, and as soon as you open the doors, the brightness of the sun, of the burning mother, just hits you. And even through the solar shielding and through the shade, you see the sun in a way that you've never experienced it. But as you start moving through, shouts erupt from a group standing near a massive viewing screen showing live feeds of the far portal in various spectrums. As more people around the station drop what they're doing and run to join the growing crowd, the portal on the screen shimmers and distends, ejecting an ornate starship that looks constructed from polished brass and black stone. It trails gases and smoke, obviously damaged. Members of the spectating group cheer or gasp in surprise, only to go silent as the images flicker and distort again. A new shape emerges from the portal and keeps emerging, a titanic and fiery whale, shot through with technological augmentations of dark metal. A few onlookers scream as flames spray out from the whale's mouth toward the fleeing starship. A Lashunta scientist at a console initiates a scan and says, "Oh no, its shields are down!" The ship jerks sideways, trying unsuccessfully to dodge the flames. Sections of the hull plating blacken and give away. The ship's main engines flicker, trailing a cloud of debris. Several shouts mirror the sentiment that someone needs to help this vessel and its crew. And that's where we're going to end for today.
You end with the fiery whale coming out of nowhere? Jeez.
I
Oh my
know.
goodness.
It's almost like we needed a cliffhanger.
Like, what a way to start this off. Like, hey, you're delivering some stuff. Here's some food stuff. Go find the bar. And, oh, yeah, there's a fire spewing whale.
Bam! Fire whale.
Like here's a beautiful sun, then fire whale.
Apparently, not hiring us at a bar this time. So,
Fire spewing whale. I'm down.
You
in
know.
space. That's amazing.
All right. So before we
Insane.
do our sign off, do we want to do giveaway?
Giveaway.
Can we do giveaway?
Do we have people to give away to?
I think so.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. We've got Abe's been active in the chat here.
Heck
Yeah.
Tawatu has been. I saw Chaotic earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all still around? Say yes if you are.
Say
Hello,
like
hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Hear me.
Put up in chat. We do have a delay on stream.
Yeah. Slight.
It'd just be listening in the background.
That's okay.
Enough.
While we're waiting for anyone to respond, if so, that let's go ahead and do our sign off, and we will start with Steph. Hi, Steph.
Yeah. I'm Steph. You can find me on Twitter at Steph_Bard. Yes, I changed my Twitter handle.
Nice. PB.
I'm PB from PB Plays Inside, where you can find me on Twitter and Twitch with that same name. I do so much stuff nowadays. On Mondays, this coming up Monday will be our first session of The Grove, where we met over on the Greyhawk channel, where we're going to be doing some
Nice.
cool stuff. Our DM being Nemetic, which I'm so hyped for. I love Gnome so much. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I stream on my channel 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Wednesdays, I occasionally do one-shots on Indoor Adventurers channel, and I do believe we're going to be doing some cool stuff coming up in the next few weeks. On Fridays, I am over on the Wandering DMs channel playing some Castle Falcon scenes as part of the Lady Detectives. And today I'll be doing a creative stream at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we're just going to do some fun stuff and play some games. So if you're into that stuff, feel free to stop by at PB Plays Inside.
Nice. Thank you. Miu, how about you?
I'm Miu. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Miu Plays Games, and that's about it. I don't have a big spiel for you.
That's awesome. And we auto-host here, so if you follow us, you'll see notifications there. Calric.
I am Kelric. You can find me on Twitter at Cormelon and at EQ Points, which I share tweeting with Kenny and a few other people just to keep stuff going. And you can find me here. You can find me being the GM on Humanera, another EQ Points show using the Numenera background, also with Kenny. It's my GMing debut, which has been super, super fun and terrifying. So awesome. And I will be working either with Miu, or if time doesn't permit, then someone else. We will get a Pathfinder game going in the nearish future, which I believe Steph is also interested in. So you may see many of us on that when we get it kicked off.
Great, thank you. And my name is Kenny. You can find me on Twitter at PunderDrone. Every other Saturday, we'll be here streaming our Starfinder adventure. We'll also be releasing this cut up into a podcast, releasing every Wednesday. You can find us at EQ Points on Twitter. We'll announce that. And I am playing on Fridays on the Wandering DMs channel with PB playing Castle Falkenstein. I think we have 3 more sessions of that to go. and it is awesome. Thank you all so very much for joining us on this glitchy adventure today. Thank you for your patience, and we hope to see y'all next time. Let's find someone to raid.
But first, let's give away some dice.
Oh yeah, we do need to give something away.
Well, the only other person I see on is Abe. Kenny, can you tell me who else is here? Tuatu has said that they will pass on.
Chaotic Beauty was...
Chaotic Beauty is listed.
Are they still on?
Apple Bad Apple, Commander Root, Cycle Motion, Lurks, M Reflector, and that's it.
How many is that then?
Some
One.
of those are lurking bots.
Oh, lurking bots. Okay.
Yeah, Commander Root is a lurk bot.
Okay.
Lurks, I'm assuming, is a lurk
Probably.
bot. B&K is one.
That's good to know. I didn't know that there were lurking bots.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go with people who have talked in chat, which would be Chaotic Beauty and
Abe.
Abe.
And since Tuatu is not, then I will just do a simple high-low. Well, that is high, which means Abe, you are the winner of a wonderful set of Dead Suns dice from Q Workshop. So we will get that sent off to you as soon as you can PM an address to either Kenny or myself, or just send it to the EQ Points Twitter, and we'll take care of that.
Woot! Woo 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 woo! Awesome. And yeah. Any suggestions for raid?
I think Roll For It is live.
Roll for it. Okay. Let me go there. Hold on one moment. Getting onto the dashboard.
We swear we know what we're doing.
What's the name of the channel?
Roll For It. With a number 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, roll 4 IT.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Good.
and let's raid with a message. Galactic Hoopty.
Yes.
Galactic Hoopty.
Yes, I believe they're playing Game of Thrones Riverlands.
Perfect. All right. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. We are raiding, and let me take us.
Woo, it went.
Yay!